So Brandon, let's just make it practical. What are some tips on set if someone is going to be on a set that they're not the director, the person that is like, or even if you want to do tips for directors too, but like, what are some tips on set, production crew, like so that people can be successful? You shared a lot of good things with me to kind of help me in this shoot. But yeah, what are some things?
Yeah, I feel like for me, the number one thing is, first off, you have to be likable on set. If you are not likable, you will not get called back.
Yeah.
First and foremost. So that means show up on set with a good attitude. Look, for those of you who
you
are
should smile. Like people don't know that you are, even if you're neutral or having a time, if you're not like, and I don't mean cheesing out all the time, but like if you have like,
yes.
People are gonna think.
Or if you like something, show it on your face and talk about it.
Be
like,
verbal.
If you're like, oh, this lighting looks great, that makes people feel good.
Yeah, for sure.
So like, be likable and show positive emotion throughout the entire day, because that's a big deal. Like, because like, let's be honest. I always tell this, like when we get on multiple day shoots, day one is always easy to be excited about. Everyone's excited, everyone's working, everybody's on set. Day one of production, great. Day two is when you figure out where people really sit, right? So that is a big one.
I don't know how you feel about this, but like I feel like doing the smallest things and looking busy. Like, cause there's like a piece to me that even when your job's kind of done, bro, literally sitting around or standing in a corner or being on your phone.
Don't be on your phone.
People are gonna look at you like, I'm paying you for what?
So real talk. I don't know if I should say this. So one of the jobs I did, God, I hope he's not watching. We basically just set up 4 cameras.
Yeah.
And my 2 cameras were like on sticks.
Yeah.
And they were not moving.
Yeah.
So the gist of my job, once we started rolling, I mean, granted, I did lighting and a bunch of other little stuff, but once we started shooting, the gist of my job was like pressing 2 buttons.
Yeah.
And then just like stepping back.
Yeah.
But bro, when I tell you, I was at Video Village.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, that looks good. That looks good.
Great work.
Yeah. Before the shoot, I'm like, okay, everyone's good. The framing looks good. I'm looking at the director. I'm like, framing.
Putting false color on and off.
Yeah. You talk about
like
it.
Ain't nothing changed.
Hey, lighting has been set for an hour, bro.
Seriously.
Tell me why I'm over there. Yeah, that looks good. Because it was like, I mean, when you get really good at this, you light pretty fast, especially when you come in with a plan. So like, bro, we lit that scene and I was like, oh, we're done. Like, I'm like, we're over. Like, but like, I'm like, yeah, we're just gonna touch focus and turn. Okay, yeah. I got peakings on. Okay, yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're good. Bro, little stuff like that.
Look busy.
Be as helpful as you can.
Be helpful. Yeah.
Like at one point, the director was like, because we had to turn off the AC because it was like, we were recording audio too. And at one point, the director literally, like, we cut. Director goes, man, it's getting hot in here. I was like, hey, would you like us to turn on AC in between takes just so we can cool off the room for a little bit? And this is how I knew he loved it. He looked at me and he goes, that's a great idea. What's your name again?
Yeah.
I was like, I won.
Yeah, seriously.
I was like, I won. That was it.
Yeah.
That's all I needed. Like, because the second he had to ask me for my name again, he was like, I want to remember. Because like we had already, we met, but it was like, I'm a day warrior at that shoot. So I'm nobody.
Yeah.
I'm just in there shaking hands. They don't even know the cameras are mine.
For sure.
So like, I show up and he's just like, what's your name again? Brandon? Appreciate that, Brandon. Yeah, let's do that. And I was like, we can set it up. I can have a PA every time you yell cut, they'll turn the AC on. And he was like, okay, yeah, let's do that. And I was like, and if you don't want it because you want to go fast, we can I can wave them off. You give me the signal. Because I wasn't doing nothing.
Yeah. Oh,
I was pressing record and stop.
Sure.
Like, I ain't doing it. And he was like, okay, yeah, that's great. Bro, loved it. It's those little things. Like, it's hard for me to give you on-set tip advice.
Yeah.
But it's like, literally, the advice comes down to be likable and be the most helpful person on set. And if you can be the most helpful person while being likable, you will get called back every single time. Like, literally, the person who brought me out on that job, like, they were like, oh, what does Brandon do? Like, it's hard for me because I don't want to get on set and then be like, oh, I also do YouTube, because then everyone's like, they go look up my channel and it becomes like a whole thing. But like the guy who was over the set, he goes, oh, Brandon's the guy that just gets stuff done. And I was like, I was like, I really like that. That
Yeah.
meant a lot because like he was like in the middle of prep. He was like, yeah, we need an extra director's monitor. And I was like, all right, let's go to TaxCam. Let's get a PA. Let's send him out to TaxCam. Let's get you another monitor. Like it wasn't a part of the original deal,
Yeah.
but it was like, what's a monitor? $50 on the day?
Mm-hmm.
Let's get this guy a monitor. You know what I
100%.
mean? Like it's gonna change the whole value of the production to this guy. Let's do it.
Yeah, you'll be asked to do things that might not be like I was gripping. I was asked to do things that weren't a part of that, but like yes, absolutely, I'll do that. That helps a lot. My last thing would just be humility. Like, and this is basically coming from like owner operators. Like, if you're new and you're invited onto a team, you're grateful to be there.
Yeah.
And you're just like, you're learning stuff, you're soaking stuff up, but you'll eventually get to a time, depending on the sets that you're invited out to or that you're working on, where you may feel like I might know more than the director or the cam op or the like whatever. Like you may feel like I might be able to light this a little bit better. And honestly, like what I love what you said, that sometimes that you're just quiet. There is a piece that like there's a right way to bring up an opinion, and there's honestly a lot of times the opinions are not needed.
Yeah.
Because you might be talking about a preference thing.
Yes.
Like you may feel like I want to shoot shadow side. It might look more cinematic.
Mm-hmm.
The client might not care about that. The director might not care about that. And you're literally talking about a preference thing that you might bring up that it might not even like affect or help the production in any sort of way.
Yeah.
So just the humility of being like, hey, like you might have the most knowledge, but be chill.
Dude, when I say you got to have like on every set, you should be open to all ideas.
Mm-hmm.
So literally I was on a shoot the other day and this is kind of embarrassing. But I had there's a lady we're shooting, and the windows are all on the right side of the frame, all of them. Mm-hmm. So I'm using motivating light.
Yep.
Light from the same side.
Yep.
Makes perfect sense.
Yes.
Right. Talent goes, what's this thing on my forehead? She can see it in the monitor, and I'm looking, and I'm like, what is that on your forehead? And I'm looking at her in real time.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see it until she turns, and I realize she has like a small like abrasion on her forehead. And I'm like, why am I seeing that now? So I start turning the light on and off, and I realize it's a little lift, and the light is what's causing it. Now, everything in my filmmaking preference says light from the motivating source.
Seriously. If y'all didn't know that,
you know that.
Do it now.
Tell me why. She goes, can we just put the light on the other side?
And Brandon's soul was like, no.
Dude, I'm like, let's. I was like, the short answer, because this is me on set every time, I swear. Every time someone asks me something, I go, the short answer is yes. We can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Long answer, let's take a look and see what it looks like.
You got any makeup?
Bro, I took the light off. I didn't even move the stand. I just took, it was a 300. We just took it off, moved it over. It went away. She felt so good about how she looked.
Oh, that's awesome.
That I was like, all right, that's what we're going to do.
And you didn't have to flip the set.
I didn't have to flip the set.
Praise the Lord.
I just moved that light over. She loved how it looked. And immediately she felt better about the production. Her performance was better.
That's good.
The production went better. And so I say all that to say, like, I know that there's been time. Like, that's one story. It happened recently.
Yeah.
Like this month. But like, I've had times in the past, way back in the day, when if a client tried to tell me to do something, my immediate thought was, dude, you hired me. But like over the years, I have learned that, like, and this part of that humility stuff is just like, sometimes you need to be open to taking advice, even from your clients.
Yeah. Because
sometimes what they're asking for is not because they don't think you know how to do it, but there are just like preferences by how they appear on screen
Yes.
or how they look. And like sometimes they're embarrassed to even bring it up because they know it's vanity driven. But it's like, this is just how they feel. Like,
dude,
you gotta be willing to go with it.
I had a client, real estate client, that didn't like how they looked. They scrapped the whole video. Like doing like a home tour.
Yeah.
And they were like, not the whole video. They scrapped their parts where they're in the video and just went straight to voiceover. Like, it is so important for them to feel confident about how they look, or you might be dealing with we're not going to hire you guys back.
Yeah.
Or they're going to scrap the project. And it's like, and all sort of things like that. That's super important.
Yeah. I always tell my clients, like, you have, like, when I'm over the project, I mean, if I'm not over the project, I'm not talking to them.
Yeah.
I'm not talking to talent, like, ever. Like, if I'm just day warrior, I'm not going to talk to talent unless I feel like I absolutely need to. Like, on this last one, there was like a water bottle in frame, and I was just like, I was like, nobody was calling it, and I just like leaned back to the director. I was like, there's a water bottle on the wide. And he goes, oh crap. Okay, yeah, good call. But like, other than that, I'm like, unless it's like detrimental, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
Yeah.
But when you are over the project, talk to your clients and let them know they do have a say in how they are portrayed on camera.
Yeah.
They need to feel confident that they can say that. And like, because I've had clients where they're like, that's not my good side. And I'm looking at them. That is your good side.
Who lied to you?
But they don't.
Who lied to you?
But they don't feel like that's their good side. So I'm like, all right, cool. Let's flip you.
Yeah, 100%.
Let's flip you. I want you to feel confident because you're gonna be better on camera if you feel confident. So I'll let them look at the director's monitor. I'll even, like, I know you're not supposed to do this, but like, I'll do a dirty speed on camera just so I can play back. Let them see exactly what it's gonna look like, and they're like, yes, I love it.
Sometimes that will save you.
I was about to say, because when you get that, yes, I love it, then you know when you get to post.
You said you loved it.
You said you loved it.
You said you loved it.
I was like, yeah, that's the frame. You
off.
said you loved it. They're like, oh, okay, yeah, I did love that.
Honestly, I did that on a shoot a couple of weeks ago when I was doing a luxury home tour. I literally backed up. It was an all day, 8 hours. So the first like 2-3 hours we shot, I backed it up and I literally played it on screen for client, and they were like, love it. Like, and it, like, I knew because it was 3 hours away. I was like, I need client confirmation now.
Yeah.
Not, 2-3 weeks later pass. Oh, I don't like all this. Oh gosh, be terrible.
Hey, thanks so much for checking out the Uncensored channel. Do us a huge favor. If you enjoy this content, hit that subscribe button. We'd love for you to join us live every single Friday at 11 o'clock Central Standard Time. We have so much fun and we want you to be there. So subscribe so you don't miss it.